Experts are weighing in on last week's officer-involved shooting that left one man dead. 11-year Fargo police veteran Adam O'Brien remains on administrative leave as the North Dakota BCI pores over the details of what led up to his shooting of 28-year-old Shane Netterville. Netterville and two other men, including Stanley, were slumped over in a van inside of a garage last Friday. And court documents say when cops arrived, Netterville began to flee directly toward officers, and shortly after, O'Brien fired his weapon. As Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley learned, there's still a lot that needs to be dissected. Bailey?
Mike Geierman has been an attorney for the last 38 years and has been representing officers for more than 2 decades. He doesn't have any affiliation with this case and doesn't know all of the facts in this, but he's more familiar with the process of these kinds of investigations and what will be going on behind the scenes in the coming days and weeks, while the public and Netterville's family wait for answers.
The last thing a police officer wants to do is use their weapon.
Mike Geierman says when it comes to investigating an officer-involved shooting, officials go through a 2-step process. The first being whether it was reasonable or not for the officer to believe that he had to use deadly force.
Did they believe that they were in danger? Did they believe somebody else was in danger?
In this step, Geierman says investigators look at all of the evidence, including body and dash cam footage, witness statements, other officer statements, forensics, and toxicology reports.
But more importantly than that, what law enforcement really wants is they really want to talk to the officer involved, because they also want to know exactly what was going through the mind of that officer when they were involved in that shooting.
Geierman says Shane Netterville's intent when he tried to drive out of the garage will also be a key component in this case, as the main question investigators will have to answer is, was Netterville fleeing or was he trying to run over O'Brien and his partners?
The vehicle can certainly be considered as a weapon. You can kill somebody with a car. Then you also look at it from the officer's perspective. Did he really believe that that car was targeted at him and he had no other choice but to fire?
Geierman says this case is not cut and dry and could take some time. A sentiment Netterville's family says they feel like is their unfortunate reality, saying they're worried answers and closure won't come for weeks.
I just want to get to the bottom of what happened so me and my whole family could just have peace of mind and ease.
Now, Geierman says that the BCI usually tries to wrap up investigations like this within 30 days and will then pass its finding on to the Cass County State's Attorney's Office, who will also review the case and determine if criminal charges are warranted without reasonable doubt. Geierman says the longest he's ever had to wait for a determination to be made in a case like this is 4 months. He also says in his more than 20 years representing cops, he's never had a case where an officer was found unjustified in their use of force. Mike.
So Bailey, any update on getting the police body cam video released? You had asked the BCI, Cass County State's Attorney, and Fargo Police.
I did hear back from the Bureau of Criminal Investigation earlier today. They indicated that since they're heading up the investigation, they would follow protocol and they're not going to be releasing it anytime early or anytime soon. Mike.
All right, thanks. Bailey Hurley reporting.